Map number 2. Again, reminding everybody that this is a best of 5, not a best of 3 like we classically have, and this is still just the round of 8. Now, we're not casting every single round of 8 match, just these two. We already saw a live 3-2 major. That was a close series too, by the way. Marine Lord advances 3-1 over his opponent, and unfortunately Euthermal did forfeit due to lag and latency. So Beyond gets the walkover there. So we will be casting both semifinals, and both semifinals will still be best of 5s. I think initially we had the idea of trying to make those best of 7s and the grand finals a best of 9. But again, this kind of came back to the whole, oh my god, it's so much TvT. Let's just keep this somewhat simplified. But a week of TvT concludes with this tournament, question mark. Spawning in the top left corner of the map, he's going to be the Green Terran player from Samsung Galaxy. It's Journey.
And top right as the Blue Terran, it's Bunny.
And of course, just quick reminder that we did say we'd read out the donation. Arctic Eagle donates $10 to the BaseTradeTVT cause, but just spams Ace Kid like to the maximum character limit. So thank you very much, Arctic Eagle. Mirror 1989 asking why no music during the breaks. We're trying something new, guys. So first off, I know a lot of you guys are not scumbags who use ad block maliciously, and some of you are great people who actually do watch our advertisements, but our ad revenue has been down quite a bit lately. So call it an experiment, if you will. The idea is we want the ad break to be so boring that you would prefer to watch ads. Maybe this works and we see better numbers over the next month, or maybe it doesn't. I don't know. I do feel a little bit bad though, because I know the Twitch Turbo people who don't get ads anyways are probably especially bored during those breaks. But it's gonna be an experiment for a month because we're trying to find ways to make some money. I do want to stress too, like, and this, I guess this is a little bit of a self jerk moment, or however you want to phrase this. Zombie Grub and I have been fairly, I don't know what the word here is. Charitable doesn't sound right at all because it's not charity, but we don't take much out of this. We always, like, we're giving a budget, like we're given a budget for a tournament. We put all the money towards the players, right? We don't take subscriber money yet, asterisk. We don't take sponsor money yet, asterisk, because we put that back into a lot of production / tournaments / everything we do on the channel. The only thing we really get out of BaseTradeTV, other than our own personal donations here and there, is the fact that we get ad revenue. We split that 50-50. Right down the middle, and frankly, we need to start making some money. So we're trying things. Maybe they work, maybe they don't. So apologies if this is really awkward and bored, but we have to experiment, because keeping on the way we have been is not going to work. Grenades are not too bad. Reaper's starting to get out of control though. Bunny doesn't get either kill. Okay, does kill one of the Reapers. This is actually very important. He got at least one Reaper kill there.
Oh. Bunny does finish his command center. It would have been terrible if Journey was able to stall it out for any amount of time. Yeah. Banshee's following this up, and Bunny, does he know about it? No, doesn't know anything at all. Doesn't even know where his opponent is, technically.
This is actually really important then. It keeps the Marines in the main. I imagine a Cyclone comes out. It's Bunny after all. It's a really good, defender unit, and it's going to do wonders against the Banshee. If you guys have not seen it, maybe you haven't seen any of the TVTs leading up to this. Maybe it's your first TVT ever. Keep in mind, this Cyclone unit that's coming out is such a hard counter to a Banshee.
Yes, yeah. In combination with, of course, detection.
Yeah. It
is a hard counter. And we have seen Cyclones come out with no detection, and the Banshees don't do damage. We've seen detection be plentiful, but no Cyclone, and the Banshee does a lot of damage. You do now have a perfect, like, you know, trifecta of units to deny Banshees that are still useful later on. So the Viking, the Raven, and the Cyclone are all useful. Raven especially with the auto turret.
By the way, I know we are actually the lowest on this list of things, but I just want to give like a StarCraft shout out really quick. We got Take TV streaming the Homestrike Cup qualifiers with about 4,000 people between the two streams. We got close to 2,000 here on BaseTradeTV. Oh, Gaming is going strong with like 10,000 viewers on all the streams. I mean, okay, again, it sucks for us that there's so much going on at this time, but it's such a good day for StarCraft. Like, this actually looks fantastic to look at the streaming list. So shout out to all the other guys. I know they're not going to hear this, nor will they probably care, but this really, for me, my point of view, and Maximus Black even streaming a casual tournament with 1,700 viewers as well. I'm loving this. This is StarCraft dead game my ass.
StarCraft's, you know, dead game, but all of the dead people have plenty of monitors and passion.
Okay, so undead then? StarCraft undead game?
Yeah. Yeah, sure.
Bunch
no
of
problem.
zombies rising from the grave.
This Banshee's just gonna be mildly annoying. I doesn't really want to go in there in case it's a Raven, but there's not. There's only missile turrets to provide that detection. In fact, all the mules are just used too for Bunny. This Banshee could be doing more damage.
The problem is he doesn't really know that, and I don't blame him for not playing too risky with this. But
think,
Bunny's drops got about 5 worker kills with the natural while this was going on, and Journey has yet to return quite that full damage.
That's a supply call down supply depot. Would love to have gotten that. There's finally the scan. It only took forever, and like I said, had he known the Raven wasn't out and about, he could have gone in there and been a little more brave, you know, with the SUV kills off the gas geysers or just actually killing more units. Instead, he wasted a lot of time on supply depots that got repaired anyways. But the game's still looking pretty even. Bunny has this drop that is going to be annoying until those Vikings pop out.
Yeah, ooh, might get a siege tank here. This would be a huge snipe if he gets this. That one Marine a little bit too off to the side. Out of
no,
the
you're
dead
killing
zone
your
of the tank.
SUVs.
Okay, so Bunny, he's got a worker lead right now, 41 over 37. Nothing too insane. But I don't know. I don't feel too bad for either player right now. The openers, as weird as it is, were a bit of a wash. If Bunny never actually did that counter drop, he would be pretty far behind. But getting a couple kills here and there were very important. And the Cyclone getting a little bit bold. I guess it knows its limitations.
Mm-hmm. Bunny still 7 workers ahead now. Actually, I'm 1-5, but dropping off on that stim.
So we have a lot of people expressing their opinions about our point of view on ads right here and there, and I'm not even going to get into like the salt factor. But this guy brings up an idea that we had not considered. Muffins forces Rifkin for money.
God.
You should be prostituting your sweet Canadian bod. It's always a good way for some side money. You know what? I didn't think about that, but you're right. It's totally how that works. I'll just go out to the street corner.
Are Canadians known for their good bodies? Specifically Canadian is what got me.
Hell yeah, Zombie Grub. Have you seen our Prime Minister? Hello.
Oh yeah, that he's cute, but he's not like super good looking. No, just me? Okay.
Canada would disagree.
Okay, that's what you voted for him? Got it.
Yeah, this was definitely why. It had nothing to do with policies or you actually. The sad thing is, right? Canadian politics are not that interesting, but I'm pretty sure everyone voted for who they voted for, simply because we just wanted to get rid of Harper was a terrible prime minister in my opinion. I didn't agree with a lot of stuff that happened, but anyways, talk politics another time. I do kind of wish though we had someone insane and crazy like Donald Trump to spice things up. We don't quite have any super racist, retarded, ridiculous.
No, oh my god. I have listened to Canadian debates, and they were boring, in fact. I listened to American debates, and they are crazy. And I also have heard about Korean debates, which apparently are also getting kind of crazy.
Corruption in Korea is crazy insane.
Yeah. I guess more on that later, as we do have a fairly important drop here. Not really a drop, like a positioning, I should say.
Picks off that Raven really nicely, but despite this positioning, Bunny does get flanked from the bottom side, and I guess the auto turrets in the main did what they needed to do and distracted just long enough. The Viking gets picked off by the Marines, and now there's nothing to threaten these medevacs.
Yeah, so Bunny can get out of there, so he saves what he can. It's much better than losing everything except the medevacs, and ends up, keeping the supplies pretty even. But that is even where Bunny did have that worker supply lead and even a bit of an army supply lead until that fight. A lot of that had to do with Journey having having stim over Bunny, and I think maybe like a second of having an upgrade advantage. Probably not.
It was stim, but it was combat shields. I mean, I feel like combat shields trump stim every single time when tanks aren't involved.
I guess that's a good point. Stim versus combat shields, but the stim helps him get in position, the flanks.
Yes. I mean, in this scenario, it was better because of position requirements. But just speaking in general here, Combat Shields does finish up though finally for Journey, so he's got that going for him now. Both players with Stim, both people with Combat Shields, and of course, both players with +1. So it's a much more even factor coming forward here. Both players also taking thirds while this goes on. Bunny's just a little bit behind, but I don't think by a amount that's too significant.
Yeah, same as his armor. It's like 5 seconds behind. No big deal. This game's still very even, very dependent on the actual battles. It is Larilat Crest, which is one of the oldest maps. It's been here since the very beginning, and as such is very figured out. It's also like the cleanest map, and there's a lot of wide space to fight in between these specific positions too. I don't know. I guess I haven't really noticed, but some of the new maps are very cluttered or dark, or
Towers, for sure.
have a lot of chokes, or whatever. So it doesn't feel like we're having these huge drawn out battles in the middle that look really cool. I don't know. I don't explain it.
There's actually an interesting dynamic in a couple of the new maps that we kind of discussed a little bit back when merry-go-round was a thing. There's not really air blockers in the sense that we've seen them, but there's a lot of buildings that are causing air terrain bugs, I guess. I don't know how you want to phrase it. Like, they are essentially blocking the pathing of air units. Talking more and comment on that later. We got the fight going down. Gonna break this with some siege tanks. If that shot went off, but Journey walks away because again, you have that delay when you load the siege tanks. It's about the same, a little bit shorter than if you had just fired off a siege tank and it was on normal cooldown anyways. Shots do get fired though. Picks up the tanks to reposition them.
Bunny being the one really getting into Journey's base. Journey not having so much luck so far. The south side of the map is really not being used too much, and I'm guessing eventually we're going to have more drops heading there. For instance, Bunny's third looks pretty wide open as the SCVs transfer over. Journey's third as well, but nothing heading over there. Journey once again starts his upgrade just a little bit quicker, but is waiting on that second engineering bay for his armor. Double tank production from Bunny, though, might be better than those upgrades.
Yeah, he's already got a small tank lead. I don't know. It's still one of those things, though, where if you're a Terran player and you've got about, let's say, between 5 and 9 siege tanks, you can probably take decent fights. It's the extra siege tanks that give Bunny the opportunity, though, to split his forces and maybe move left versus right type thing.
Scans going on in the middle of the map. Sensor tower is very odd from Journey, but it is effective.
So turret will take out that medevac too. Really nice. A couple SCVs go down, but 3, nothing crazy. Cleans up pretty quick. Yeah, the funny thing about this sensor tower though for Journey, Bunny might think, even though he's not scouted, oh, he's protecting a base.
Mm-hmm.
It's not actually a command
Maybe.
center anywhere nearby. First, the third was taken way down to the south. In fact, did Bunny actually scout that? No, he actually doesn't know about. Oh, this is actually crazy then. Bunny doesn't know about the base down here. So with that sensor tower going up, it kind of looks like he's going to start pressuring towards that regular third.
Yeah. And that's not really going to get him a lot of advantage, I think Bunny, with a good concave, could have taken on those tanks, as the entire Marine Army from Journey is off in the middle of the map, but didn't want to risk it. And actually, speaking of Marines, those upgrades that said, you got started sooner, but maybe the tank production from Bunny was going to be better. I'm going to take that back, because nothing's really happened, and those upgrades, both of them are about to finish.
Bunny
well, here's a
into
chance.
The siege tanks. I don't know about loading into the siege tanks like that. He actually doesn't kill much, if any, of his opponents. Loses so much of his army. Now Bunny in a lot of trouble.
He's going to save some of his tanks and maybe have a good defensive setup on his third or natural, but I don't think he can do both. Journey doesn't really spread here, so takes a nasty shot, but still enough Marines, and those upgrades are finishing up as well.
Yeah, plus you just finished too, so Marines a little bit stronger for a small time. Now you say that's game. I don't know that that's the case just yet. It does look so much better for Journey, but defensive fights are always a bit fickle and can sometimes go in very one-sided manners. Bunny's actually picking up and dropping some of these tanks, leapfrogging past those shots. SCVs get pulled into the fire. This is a little bit messy here for Bunny, but yeah, I think Journey's starting to get a little too far ahead now. Yeah. GG. All right, map 2 gonna go to Journey. Ties it up 1-1. Let's continue on here in this.